One of my favorite apps on the iPad has now come to the App Store. At this stage it is for Macs only, but I think it will be available for sort of Windows just a little bit later on. It is Snapseed from Nick Filters. It's brilliant. I just love using it. It's just a great way of just being able to sort of load your picture as I have here. We got the basic adjustments and creative adjustments here on the left hand side, and you can just go through, see what you like, see what works for the image, save it. You might want to try it again a little bit later on and use completely different sort of creative adjustments. It's amazing what you can come up with. Let's take a very quick look. I'm going to start off with the basic adjustments. I'm going to click on Tune Image, and with Tune Image you've got Automatic, which you can see makes an automatic adjustment. You've got things like Bright as well. Again, you'll notice the image changing there. You've got Balanced, you've got Moody, which looks pretty moody. Let's go back to Bright. You may have noticed the sliders moving around, so of course we can click on these. We might want to take the saturation up a little bit or take it down, entirely up to you. And that's what I like about this, is you've got the sort of, alright, you've got the presets up here, but you've got the global adjustments down the bottom as well. Let's come in for the shadows, and just a little touch more on the shadow there would look pretty good. The ambience, again, taking this up and down. I like the way that's working. You can see it bringing detail into the sky there. Looks brilliant. Like that will do nicely. Right, warmth, dropping it down. It goes cold. You can see blue coming into the picture. Taking it the other way, we're going to add a little bit of warmth. Something like that would be pretty good. Now, as you'd expect, if you know Nick Filters, the sort of adjustment controls are absolutely fantastic. This is no different. We're going to click on the Add Control Point, bringing it up. You can see there's my little control point. Clicking in, this is the control point help, which is pretty helpful. And if you click on this, you can see there's the size of it. Now clicking down, dragging it out, and this is what I like, is that red area there, so you can see exactly where you are working. To the degree that you'll notice in the top right hand corner there, you can see the red is sort of feathering out there, sort of in from the circle. Just as it begins to drop down about the, I don't know, the sort of 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock position, it's beginning to sort of just come in a little bit more, then down round there. Right, coming to brightness, we can now drop the brightness down, or you might want to increase the brightness, entirely up to you. You just click on the button, move it through, you can see the brightness there is dropping down to -30, looks pretty good. Contrast, do exactly the same, make it less contrasty or more contrasty, just moving your cursor back and forth there, looks good like that. Saturation, again, you can make it saturated, some less saturated or more saturated, entirely up to you. Now we're going to darken down the sky just a little bit more. Something else you can do is once you've put these in, if you right click, you can choose to delete it, duplicate it, or reset it. For this one, I'm just going to go for duplicate. There's another one there. Let's move this over to this side just to save us a little bit of time with this particular one. Clicking down, you'll notice in it is, and perhaps just making it a little bit smaller, perhaps lifting it up, changing the position there. Right, so it's just over my goal flying in, and there it is, job done. You can do a compare as well. That's before, that's after. You can see the differences we've made. You've also got a zoom in, clicking on zoom in, and we do in fact zoom in. A navigator opens as well. You've got 25% view, a 50% view, you've got 100% view, and you can see we can pop right into the picture there. You can go in as far as 300, using either the navigator to move our way around the picture and take a look and see what's going on, or you can just click on the image and scroll through it yourself, entirely up to you. Zoom out takes you out, the navigator disappears. Right, clicking apply is going to apply this. Now various ones take sort of various times, so I've noticed this is actually flying through pretty quickly. Other times it seems to, I think it's probably just my Mac getting a little bit on the old and tired side, a bit like its owner really, I suppose. Oh, right, coming through there. Ooh, job done. Nicely through. Right, you can also do crop and straighten. You've got various options here. You can rotate it. You've got the angle. You can do all sorts. I'm actually going to leave this and just go cancel. You've got detail. Again, you've got neutral. It's all different sorts of sharpness and structure. I quite like the way this is looking, so I'm going to leave that as it is. But there again, it is available to you. Dropping down to the creative adjustments. we've got black and whites, and again there's presets here which you can just click on. There's one with contrast, there's one with brights, there's one with dark. You've also got a color filter, you've got a neutral one which is the default, you've got a red filter, you've got an orange filter. Well, you can see the various filters we got here. Let's just come back to this, and you can close it by clicking on it, changing the brightness. So there is a lot you can do with this as well, just making it brighter, darker, entirely up to you. Once again, clicking cancel. I'm going to drop through into where we're going to go to. Oh, you've also got the center focus, which can be pretty useful. Again, you can see the way that's just blurring around there. You've got a control point here in the center, and again you can make that as big or as small as you want. Ideal. It's got a huge sort of potential, and it's just, there's so many different ways and different directions you can go in even. It's quite amazing. Drama's probably got to be one of my favorites. Just love the way this works. You can see there it is there, the way it's open. Let's take a look. That's the before, and just adding a touch of drama to it. I really like that. You've got the dark one, you've got the bright one, you've got normal 2, you've got all of these here as you can see coming through there, and there's some fantastic sort of pictures. I quite like to toss it between that one and that one. I'm going to go for this one. Like the look on this. There we have the strength. We've got the brightness, the saturation. You see it's quite muted there. You might want to bring this up a little bit, entirely up to you. You can override it completely. Quite like that. It almost gives it a comic book sense to me. Well, my weird girl there and the angle of this boat. Yeah, I suppose that's where my comic book look is coming from. But you can actually go to compare as well. So that's the before, that's the after. And you think, do you like it? Yes or no? Alright, well, let's go for it. Doesn't matter. When you save these, you can save it as, probably my only gripe is the sort of the file formats and the saving formats. That's got to be my only slight gripe with it, please, Mr. Nick. And but you can save it as different things. So you can save it as sort of added drama and whatever else in, or you can come back in, you can redo it completely differently using black and white. It is just a great way to doodle with your pictures and come up with something a little bit different. Just waiting for this. Through it goes. There it is with drama added. You've also got grunge again with this. Loving it. There's some fantastic ones in here. Some that, yeah, which sort of may creak. You can sort of, yep, shuffle your way through them. You can also, the texture strength, you can add the texture, you can do whatever you want there. The styling, it's just such a great way to be able to sort of quickly go through your pictures. The vintage look as well can be pretty good. Let's just take a look at one of these. I think that's one of my this one here is one of my favorites. Yep, taking the saturation up a little bit. You can see we've got some nice texture through there. You can change the texture to, you've got texture number 3 at the moment. Let's try texture number 2. That's it, and just taking it up. So I just want a little bit of texture around that part there. Looks pretty good. Vignette, so we can create the vignette. Yeah, you know me, I do like my vignettes. And you can try that sort of various options again with this one. No, I'm going to leave that for now. Let's just come back to this. Let's just come and take a quick look at frames. Now we've got various types of frames. You can click on the type here. There's type 1, we've got type 2, and you've got all the various different options in here. That one looks pretty good. Let's go for a little bit more formal for this sort of style image. You've got the size as well, so you can click on it, you can adjust the size. That looks pretty good like that. You've got the spread. Yeah, you can see the spread there, that drop shadow look coming through there. You've got the grunginess of it. Doesn't do a huge amount of that, but it will vary on the style of the frame you're applying. But I just like that. Let's just take a look. That's the before, that's after adding a frame to it. We're going to click apply. To say this is just a very quick look to see how you can just dive in, change some of your pictures quickly and easily using Snapseed. That's the before. Let's just take a look. Sorry, that's the after. That's the before. That's the after. We've done this very quick and easily. You can go to share. You got share with Facebook, Flickr. You got email there. You can come across. You can save as. As I said, it's my only gripe. I would like to be able to save sort of larger pictures and put some slightly different formats in. You can also go to print. You can also just click on here to save. Job done. If you don't like it, just click revert and it'll take you back to the original picture. Snapseed is absolutely fantastic. Go on, give it a try. Until the next time, it's happy imaging and take care.